I'm Sadie Guinness, and I'm going to explain everything that happened in Season 1 of The Witcher on Netflix, including a recap of what went down, the biggest changes from the books, and the burning questions Season 2 needs to answer. Henry Cavill stars in the fantasy drama as Geralt of Rivia, a mutant trained from childhood to become a monster hunter for hire, also known as a Witcher in this world. Geralt is a pretty solitary creature, but his destiny becomes intertwined with a Cintran princess, Ciri, after he invokes the Law of Surprise at her parents' wedding. Geralt has no interest in following through on this and taking the child, but destiny intervenes when he learns of Nilfgaard's plans to invade Cintra. Geralt goes and tries to take Ciri away to safety, but her grandmother Calanthe won't let him.
You're sentencing her to death.
And she doesn't change her mind until it's far too late. During the fall of Cintra, Ciri gets separated from everyone who wants to help her, and the Nilfgaardian soldier Caer and the sorceress Fringilla hunt her across the continent. However, thanks to Ciri's burgeoning magical abilities, she's able to survive and escape them. And ultimately, destiny brings Geralt and Ciri together when a merchant whose life Geralt had saved brings Geralt home with him, where he discovers that the merchant's wife had actually taken in Ciri after finding her unconscious in a field. The first season also follows the life of the sorceress Yennefer, who, after a very traumatic childhood, grows up determined to gain everything she has ever wanted in her life without having to sacrifice anything. After having to sacrifice her fertility in order to physically transform herself, Yennefer becomes obsessed with this idea of having a child of her own. It's on this quest that Yennefer meets Geralt, and the two begin a tumultuous on and off relationship.
That was going swimmingly.
After years on her own, Yennefer is summoned back to Aretuza, where the mages vote on whether or not they want to intervene in the impending war between Nilfgaard and the Northern Kingdoms. While most of the mages decide to abstain from getting involved, Yennefer, her old teacher Tissaia, the warrior Vilgefortz, and a group of other mages decide to fight. During the battle, a lot of mages lose their lives, but Yennefer's fate remains unknown. Netflix's The Witcher is based on the book series by Andrzej Sapkowski, which also inspired the popular video game franchise. However, this first season featured a ton of major changes from the books. Let's break down the biggest ones. We actually get to see Yennefer's backstory. While the books included a few details about Yen's past, including the fact that she was a hunchback and once tried to take her own life, pretty much everything you see in the show before she meets Geralt is completely new. Although Yennefer did have a relationship with Istredd in the books, but we only see it at a much later stage in her life. By showing Yennefer's past and everything she endured, we're able to better understand how these events shaped her into the somewhat cold and ruthless woman we met in the books.
What we've created and the child she has really feeds her power, and we hopefully understand why she is the way she is, why she presents that harsh exterior.
The fall of Cintra happens right away, and Geralt was there. It's crazy to think that we didn't actually see Cintra fall to Nilfgaard until the very last story in Sword of Destiny, but by telling the season across 3 timelines, they were able to move up this pivotal battle to the very first episode. But in the series, Geralt was present during the fall of Cintra, albeit locked in a cage because Calanthe had imprisoned him so he wouldn't be able to take Ciri away. He does escape during the battle, but it's far too late. Ciri has already been smuggled out of the city and he loses track of her. Ciri's journey after fleeing Cintra is also completely new. Everything that happened to Ciri between leaving Cintra and finding Geralt is wholly invented for the series. Although she did go to Brokilon in the books, but under very different circumstances. In the short story Sword of Destiny, Geralt and Ciri actually meet for the first time in Brokilon. The Dryads initially wanted Ciri to stay and become one of them. However, when she proved immune to their magical waters, they decided to allow Destiny to take its course and Ciri to leave with Geralt. However, Geralt wasn't quite ready to accept his destiny and insisted on returning Ciri to Cintra and her grandmother Calanthe. But the show changed things up a lot, and in the process gave us a ton of new characters and storylines, including Dara and the Doppler masquerading as Mousak, in order to help Ciri start taking those first steps in transforming from a sheltered royal to a powerful figure fully able of taking care of herself.
She has to learn to adapt and develop herself, and she has to kind of build a shell and become a little bit more cold because she has to detach herself from feeling certain things in order to allow her to continue on.
To be reborn, you will bear no more.
Infertility is a huge theme in the books, but it's never made explicitly clear exactly why sorceresses tend to be infertile. The show filled in that blank by revealing Yennefer actually had to give up her uterus in order to undergo that physical transformation before she went to court. Like in the books, Yennefer does ultimately come to regret her inability to bear a child, and she becomes obsessed with trying to find a cure.
Just because you don't know of a cure doesn't mean there isn't one.
But by making Yennefer's infertility the result of an active choice, the show really emphasizes the themes of this storyline.
Why it was so important was because later on we learn that actually she feels like she made the wrong choice, because that choice had a lot of consequences, and that's the power of choice is something that's really important in the message in this series.
Triss Merigold.
Triss is a huge part of the books and an even bigger part of the games, but she isn't actually introduced until the novels. That's why it was such a surprise to see her play such an important role in the 3rd episode when she approached Geralt about curing the Striga, a role that was played in the books by like a one-off character of no actual importance. By putting Triss in this role instead, it gave viewers an opportunity to get to know Triss outside of the impending love triangle she has with Geralt and Yennefer, which is a huge welcome change in my opinion. The Witcher Season 1 was so much fun and definitely lived up to the hype, but that does not mean it didn't leave a bunch of lingering questions. Here are the biggest questions I have that I'm hoping Season 2 will answer. What was Geralt's last wish? When Geralt becomes the Master of Ajin in episode 5, he uses his 3rd wish to save Yennefer's life when she's attempting to become the vessel for it. However, we have no idea exactly what Geralt wished for. So what the heck did Geralt wish for? Here's what the cast of The Witcher had to say.
I've got loads of theories. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep those to myself. It's my wish.
I think I know. I do. I don't want to ruin it for everyone.
I've not got a clue what you're talking about.
In the gym scene.
I don't know what that is.
Showrunner Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich did reveal that the writers decided exactly what Geralt wished for, but as for whether the show will actually reveal it to the audience, Henry Cavill isn't too sure.
That is up to Lauren. Lauren and I have discussed it at length. Time will tell if she's willing to reveal that.
Our best guess is Geralt either wished to have a child with Yennefer or to die alongside her. How powerful is Ciri? We saw evidence of Ciri's abilities throughout the 1st season, including proof of just how dangerous they can be, but clearly we're only beginning to scratch the surface of what she can do and why she's of such importance. But before Ciri can really begin to learn about her powers and learn how to harness them, she needs to not be so afraid of them.
I think she's just terrified of them. I think it's something that she sees as quite a dark thing because she can't control it and she doesn't want to hurt people. I think it's something that scares her at the moment. Maybe she'll start honing her craft a bit. Season 2.
What actually is Geralt and Ciri's destiny? While it's clear that Geralt and Ciri's destinies are intertwined, there is a lot of mystery surrounding exactly what the shape of their shared destiny will take. Is it for Ciri to become the first female Witcher? Is it for Geralt to protect her from everyone who's seeking to harm her? And what the hell does that prophecy she said in episode 7 have to do with all of this? In the prophecy, Ciri speaks of the Wolf's Blizzard, which could be a reference to Geralt, known as the White Wolf. She also speaks of the White Light, which could be a reference to the Emperor of Nilfgaard, who's known as the White Flame. Take it all together, it kind of sounds like Ciri's prophecy is that a new ice age is gonna destroy the world and humans are gonna be wiped out, and the only ones who are gonna survive are maybe gonna be the elves thanks to an offspring who has elder blood. I'm gonna guess that Ciri is probably this prophesied offspring, but does that mean her destiny is to destroy the world or to save it? And what is Geralt's role in all of this?
There's a reluctant acceptance of there may be some things out of his control. And whether they are the case or not, it's about his position now, which he has to stand up to, live up to, and evolve to be the best he possibly can be at.
What the heck is Vilgefortz up to? When he woke up after being knocked unconscious during the Battle of Sodden, Vilgefortz killed a fellow mage rather than help him. Clearly, this dude is shady as hell, but what is his secret agenda? And if Vilgefortz has a secret agenda and is maybe even working with Nilfgaard, although I don't know why he would be doing that if he just fought against them. My point is, if Vilgefortz has a secret agenda, then does that mean Tissaia does too? The two seem to be maybe more than friends, and they were working very closely organizing this whole battle. So if Vilgefortz didn't want the mages to win, did Tissaia? Or did he betray her too? What does he want? Did he change his mind midway through? I don't know, I don't like him. He's hot. What happened to Yennefer? I'm not even going to pretend as though there's a chance she really is truly dead or that we'll never see her again. The show is renewed, Anya Chalotra's coming back, Yennefer isn't gone from the series. However, there is a chance that maybe when she unleashed all of her chaos, Yen did sacrifice her life in the battle, and maybe then she'll have to be resurrected by someone like Tissaia. But no matter what, whenever we do see Yennefer again, she'll probably have a very different mindset than the one we saw at the majority of this first season. Something really changed in Yennefer during the Battle of Sodden, and she seemed to find her purpose and some passion for life again.
Do you actually have what it takes?
What do you think happened to Yennefer? Let us know in the comments below and check out more of our What the F videos.